Okay, so this is my presentation video for my level. The player will start in this area and will click this button and it will open the gates. That was made by using the door from the lab slides and also adding a custom timeline to get that animation and also a sound effect. And then the player will see a bounce pad here, and also I've hidden a code around the map that the player will use at the end of the level, and I've indicated with this sprite here that the player can jump on this and it will get them over the rocks, and they will come to this area and the player will need to open this gate in order to progress in the level, and the button is that at the end of this jumping puzzle, at the end of these moving platforms. And the first set of moving platforms were made using the lab slides, and they are pretty simple. And then the second set of moving platforms are pretty similar, but I used a box and then a on component overlap, so when the player steps onto the moving platform, it will slowly begin to fall down into the water, and if the player touches the water, they will respawn at the last checkpoint that they got. So here is the button. Press it. It will make a sound, and here's another number. And as you can see, the gate is now open. So they will now need to do the jumping puzzle again in order to get back. But the player will need to go through here and then walk up here. As you can see, I've used a low poly mesh pack for this level. I wanted to make it look nice, but obviously keep it quite simple because of the file size restriction. Then they will see these rocks, and the player will not be able to go around because I've added an invisible barrier. So the only way they'll be able to progress in the level is to pick up this bomb and then throw it, and it will destroy the rocks, and then they will move on to this jumping puzzle, which will progress them in the level up there. We'll get this checkpoint, and these were using the ledge grab volumes. It's quite simple. The player will do this jumping puzzle and then go on here and jump down here, get a checkpoint, and here is another bounce pad. And if you listen, I've also added a royalty-free sound effect when the player overlaps it. And here are the turrets and the lasers. So the turret will fire at the player and also damage the player and knock them back slightly. And we'll go past here, get a checkpoint, and then this is kind of like a maze puzzle. When the player touches the walls of the maze, it will reduce their health, and then they will need to do it again when they spawn at the checkpoint. So the player will move to the end of this, come around here carefully, and then they will come out into this cave, which is the last part of the level. And then they will see this screen here, and it says, "Have you found the code?" So the code is hidden around the map, and if the player has the code, they will interact this with the F button and enter the code. Click enter, and it will open the door, and then the player will finish the level. Thank you for watching.